Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor Bob, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 20 things that I've learned in my 20s. So I'm currently 29 years old. I was born in 1994, y'all, and in just a few months, I'll be turning 30. Now, I can't lie, I am starting to get a little bit nervous because y'all know how we be having our little biological clocks and this and that. But now that I'm about to turn 30, y'all, I'm definitely starting to feel like I'm about to be 30 or popping. Like that's whenever you grow as a person, you travel more. That's when kind of everything starts to work out. And I heard that at that age, you really don't care what anyone thinks anymore. Like once you hit 30 and above, and it's like, yeah, like I'm definitely looking forward to turning 30. I'm excited to hit 30, but I'm definitely getting like really nervous about it because it's only a few months away. So I came up with a list of 20 things that I've learned in my 20s. So I'm just gonna go straight through them. Some things I won't really have to explain. Some things I will go ahead and give you guys examples from my life and how I applied and how I actually learned those different things. So let's get straight into the video. First one is stay true to yourself. You know, just being authentically you. That's something that I feel like I've learned in my 20s is definitely you have to just stay in your own lane. You know, you can't look at everyone else's lane. You can't manifest someone else's lane. You have to manifest your own lane. But before you can really do that, you really have to stay true to yourself. So that's the first thing that I've learned in my 20s. The second thing is not everyone will like you. And that's okay. Okay, I think that one is kind of self-explanatory. And the third thing I've learned in my 20s is that it's okay to not have everything figured out. Y'all, I'm currently learning this, okay, on a daily basis because I'm definitely a person like I have to have my calendar, and if I say I'm doing something at like 7 o'clock, I want to do it at 7 o'clock, or if I say I want to do this by a certain date, or I want to do that by a certain date, like I expect it to be done. And sometimes I do feel like, you know, I want everything in life figured out for me, but it just does not work out that way. You know, you can get thrown many different curveballs, you know, in relationships, in career. You know, you can go through breakups, you can go through layoffs, like just different things like that you can go through, but it's okay to not have everything figured out. Number 4, your job should not be your identity, okay? So I've been working in corporate America for about 6 years, and I've worked under different managers, different companies, but I've always kind of strived to be the best person I could be no matter what I did. You know, but when I first started working in corporate, when I first became that corporate professional, I think that I kind of viewed corporate as my identity, you know? So I view kind of the role I had as like the person that I am, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, you know, you can't really let your career and your job be your identity. You can't let that be all that you're about. So that's why I changed my podcast name from the 9 to 5 Chick Podcast to Embody the Boss Podcast, because I did not want my podcast just to be about career life and just about, you know, my education and my jobs and stuff like that. I wanted it to also be like kind of motivational as well, because there are different aspects that comes to me. You know, there are different things that I talk about. You know, I record YouTube videos with many different topics. So just, you know, not putting myself in a box, but definitely, y'all, your job should not be your identity, okay? Take your PTO, okay? And just remember to keep doing the things that you enjoy outside of work. And I remember like a lot of times I would come home from work and I'd be too tired, you know, to record a YouTube video and different things like that. But you have to also know that, you know, that's not all there is to life. After those 8 hours, like what else are you going to do? You know, what are you going to do on the weekends? Are you going to work towards your own goals? So that's something that I definitely had to work on as the years have gone by, is just knowing that my job should not be my identity. 5, failure is a part of growth, y'all. Now, this was a tough one, but I think, you know, just learning that, you know, there can be times when things will not be so good, and there will be times where you will fail. But it's okay, because you'll eventually get up and not only walk, but eventually you will get up and fly, okay? So that's definitely something that I learned in my 20s. Number 6, detours and challenges will happen no matter what you can do. You know, there's always going to be a curveball thrown your way, you know, no matter what we're talking about, you know, even if it's like, you know, your YouTube channel, your social media, you know, maybe you might not get a lot of views like you did the previous month and vice versa. So just different things like that. But just detours and challenges will happen, y'all. And it doesn't really matter what happens to you. I think it's how you bounce back from it. Okay, but definitely look out, because detours and challenges will definitely come your way. But I'm a strong believer in God, and I know that like God would never ever send me anything that I can't handle. So yeah, so that's number 6. Number 7, okay, this one is keep some things to yourself. Okay, now I'm definitely a person, I'm very open, and I share a lot, like on all my social media. You know, I share on YouTube, I share on TikTok. Every now and then I might share on Facebook, which is kind of rare. I kind of only post like my accomplishments or things there, because I feel like, you know, Facebook is more of like, I guess, a place where my friends that I grew up with and that I went to school with and like my family members are. So it's not really a lot of people that are in like my age range and do like social media. But I'm starting to see now that Facebook Reels are actually where it's at. But I do think that, you know, sometimes you do have to keep some things to yourself. You can't broadcast everything that is going on in your life. And it's okay to not tell people everything. That like I get to talking, and I definitely feel like I overshare sometimes. Like not everyone needs to know every single thing that is happening in your life and every little detail. You know, you're doing this that day, you want to do this, you want to do that, you're going to use this to do that. Like, you can keep some things to yourself. You know, some things you do not have to tell the entire world. It's okay to keep some secrets, y'all. And it's okay not to tell people all of your business. Number 8, and that is self-care is necessary. Okay, so at first, you know, whenever people think of self-care, they immediately think of spending money, you know, but I think that I kind of have a good balance of both. I have my times where I treat myself to skincare products, and I treat myself to clothes and makeup, and, you know, I online shop and do things like that for myself, which is totally necessary. And there are also times too where I just want to take a bubble bath. You know, I just want to put a bath bomb in my water. I just want to do a body scrub. You know, I might want to do a facial at home. Or I might actually want to go to the spa, and I might pay to go get me a massage, or I might pay, you know, to go get my nails done and my eyebrows done and different things like that. But I've noticed that self-care is definitely necessary, and I definitely think that we all should carve out some time to just treat ourselves in the best way possible. Number 9, that is appreciate who is in your life. You know, I've been through ups and downs, I think, when it comes to mainly friendships. I don't really have like too many issues when it comes to like family members or anything like that, but I've definitely learned how to, you know, appreciate who is there, because I've had moments where I'm like, you know, like, I don't want to talk to y'all right now. Like, you know, I'm talking to the same people. Like, I want new friends, or I want this, or I want that. But you really have to appreciate those people that are already there and that are already helping you in your day-to-day life. So that's something that I'm currently working on. But I think just appreciating, you know, who is there is definitely going to help you in your journey. Number 10, y'all, traveling is important. Okay, I definitely do recommend everyone to travel. You know, I know some people, they're scared to get on a boat, so they go never go on a cruise. They scared to get on a plane, okay, so they go never fly out to the Bahamas, and just different things like that. You know, we all have different fears and stuff like that, but I definitely do think travel is important. You know, even if you, I don't know, take a Greyhound bus somewhere, even if you get in the car and go on a small road trip, I think travel is very important, because I think it exposes us to stuff outside of what we're used to seeing. And I think I told you guys on my channel before, it was a video like 5 things you didn't know about me. And I mentioned how I went to Europe at like 13 years old. Like, I went to Europe really young with like a group of other students from Louisiana. And I stayed there for like 21 days. You know, we went to like, where did we go? We went to like Paris, we went to like Malta, we went to Italy, like just different places like that. And we kind of went like for a week here, a week there, whatever. But I think traveling is so important because it exposed me to the world at such a young age. Like, it's different from like seeing Queen Elizabeth's castle on TV and actually seeing it in real life. Like, you be like, wow, like it's possible for me to be here right now. Like, it really exposes you to, you know, bigger and better things. But I definitely do recommend, you know, travel, y'all. Travel, because time is something that you're never going to get back, you know, and we only live once. So you definitely want to make the most out of all of your experience. But I definitely do advise you guys, travel, travel, travel. Number 11 is set boundaries, okay? And I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. And I think boundaries go throughout, you know, different phases of our lives. I think you have to set boundaries at work. I think you have to set boundaries with your friends and your relationships. I think you have to set boundaries with your family members. So just different things like that. But it's okay to set healthy boundaries. And I think people don't really realize that you can still love people, but you can also still set boundaries, and just something as simple as saying, no, I can't do that right now. I'm too busy. Like, that is okay. That's setting a boundary and letting people know, like, they can't play with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever they feel like playing with you and vice versa. But you have to definitely make sure that you set boundaries, because if you don't set boundaries in your 20s, honey, people are going to walk all over you, okay? They will, and that's normally what people do. Like, a lot of people try to take advantage of others, and even though it may not feel like people are taking advantage of you, sometimes just having people around your energy, like, sometimes that's not even good for you. If you have good energy and they bring that bad energy, no, like, we setting boundaries and we only hanging around healthy people, okay? But I definitely do recommend, in your 20s, set those boundaries, y'all, because you're gonna regret it later. Number 12 is you define success, okay? And that's also another one that I'm learning every single day, because it's definitely hard when, you grow up doing all these great things, right? I've done a lot of different clubs, student council, I've done dance teams, I've done cheerleading, I've been, the highest achiever in my public health class at Dillon University. Like, I have done a lot of things, and sometimes I think we put education on our success. I think we put career and job life, as our definition of success, but for me, honestly, y'all, like, successful for me is really helping other people. Like, I feel very successful when I can upload a video about moving back to my hometown from Dallas, and I have people commenting on my video like, oh my God, I can relate to you so much. Like, I feel the exact same way. I'm going through this. Like, when people can really relate to me and people can really feel my energy through my videos and different things like that, that's honestly what I define success. Like, yes, I want to have a great education. Yes, I want to have a great career. But I think that a lot of times in today's society, we define success by the amount of money that we have, the type of car that we drive and different things like that. So really just sit back and think in your 20s, how will you define success? And I think that's going to kind of set the tone for how your 30s are going to be, and also your overall habit. Number 13, y'all, is build healthy habits, okay? So one healthy habit, y'all, I'm just go ahead and say right now, I do not like water, okay? Water is something that I really struggle with, but as I get older, I realize how much, like, I really need water, y'all. Like, you can't survive without drinking water. But I think that, we have to kind of have a balance, so one day you might eat a cheeseburger, the next day, girl, eat a salad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about balance, I think, as you get older. But you definitely want to build those healthy habits, because you want to make sure that, your body is strong. You want to make sure that your mind is strong. You want to also start working out, moving your body. If you don't like to go to the gym, find something else that you like. Maybe take a dance class. Maybe you might like Zumba. Maybe you might like water aerobics. So just different things like that. But you definitely do want to build those healthy habits in your 20s. And then also too, as we get older, we do kind of see, people's health declines. Like, as they get older, you'll start running into a whole bunch of different things, that you never thought you'd run into before. So you want to make sure that your body is up to par. That way, if anything does come your way, like, you're able to fight it. That's kind of how I view it. But you definitely do want to make sure you build healthy habits. Here's number 14 on what I've learned in my 20s, and that is to spend time alone. Now, when I lived in Dallas for like 5.5 years, y'all, I spent a lot of time alone, right? Because I lived alone. But I think that that experience was so good for me, because I know that if I want to get up right now and move to California, I will be totally okay, because I know how to get there and I know how to handle my business. And I think that's so important, y'all. But you definitely have to spend that time alone, whether that's move out, get your own place to find yourself, or whether that's simply just taking a day and having a self-care day and just spending time alone. That way you can really hear your thoughts. That way you can really understand, okay, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? How can I make myself better? And I think by me having so much time spent alone, I think that has also allowed me to really just kind of, grow in life. Sometimes even here, like on Saturdays, like I might get up and I might say, okay, like today is my self-care day. Like I'm going to get a massage today. I'm going shopping today. I'm going to get a snowball today. And it's going to be all about me, and I'm going to be all about myself. You need to make sure that you can survive as an individual. You can survive independently. So you definitely do want to make sure that you do spend time alone by yourself, nobody else. Number 15 is to just own up to mistakes. I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. You definitely do want to go ahead and just own up to it, y'all, and figure out how can you move forward whenever different mistakes happen. So that's something that I've definitely learned in my 20s. 16, save your money, okay? Save it and save a lot of it. If I can give a big piece of advice for, younger adults that are coming into their 20s, and maybe if you're even my age, because for me, like I really started saving, I probably say like last year is probably when I really started saving. But you also have to keep in mind too, like everybody's journey is different. So when I was working and I first started my corporate career, I was living in Dallas. So although I was making some money, I was still spending like $1,500 on rent every month. And I also had additional bills like a car note. I had, the Netflix bill. I had car insurance. Like I had a lot of other bills as well. So I was making the money, but I also had to kind of spend the money when it came to like paying rent and stuff like that. But I definitely do look back and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I could have saved, $50, $100 here and there instead of like online shopping so much. But I definitely do recommend people, start working as early as you can. When I was younger, my parents did not want me to work. And I'm so thankful for my parents, y'all, because they try to set me up in the best way possible. And y'all, I'm so thankful for my parents, like for real, for real. But when I was in high school and when I was in college, my parents didn't really want me to work. They kind of wanted me to just focus on my education. So, I've seen a lot of people that have been working since high school and they turn out just fine. But I also think whenever you do start working earlier, you kind of get a head start, right? You learn how to start managing money early and you start learning just about money in general. A lot of people don't really know like how to invest their money and stuff like that. And that's something that I want to get more into now that I'm older. It's like, okay, like I'm making a little bit of money. How can I invest it? So you have to start thinking that way. But I definitely do think, that you need to save your money, y'all, because you might have a rainy day. You might have to make a move. You might have to do something. Your car might break down, girl. Like a lot of things can happen whenever you're in your 20s. So I say just start working as soon as you can and start saving up a lot of money. Save as much as possible. And then once you save the good amount, definitely look into investing your money. All right, y'all. So number 17 is date smart. Okay. Yeah, we're going there. We're going to the relationship topic. Okay. So I definitely want you guys to make sure that you date smart, and that's something that I look back on and I'm like, I really entertain this person, like gross, yuck, But now that I'm getting older, it's like now I have a different vision for myself and I kind of see where I'm going. So if I don't see a person that's like, kind of going where I'm going, that's ambitious, and I notice that it's going to be a problem, or if I see red flags early on, I definitely know, okay, I need to stop talking to this person, but you definitely want to make sure that you date smart, and you definitely want to make sure that you are treated as the queen that you definitely want to have fun, while you're dating. If you're not exclusive with somebody in a relationship, like it's definitely okay to date around, like go eat out with people, talk to different people. That's fine. Date with somebody and like it's not gonna go any further after that date, then just just stop talking to that person. Like just date smart, be smart about it, and as you get older too, you want to make sure that you're with someone that's financially stable, that's mentally stable, okay, and just kind of has their shit together. When I look at myself, I feel like I'm not just a woman that is looking for a man to take care of me. I'm also a woman that will bring something to the table as well. But I definitely do recommend in your 20s, date smart. You still want to have fun because you're in your 20s, okay? Hear me again, you still want to have your fun, go out on dates and stuff like that. But number 18 is go to therapy, y'all, okay? I don't have no shame in my game when it comes to therapy, because I think therapy, it does kind of bring out like some of those like past traumas and things that you have gone through in your past. And they kind of help you work through those things now that you're an adult, because even though we may not feel it, but sometimes your actions may be fueled by something that happened in the past, or like something that you went through with someone. Recommend go to therapy. I've gone through different transitions in the past like 2 years in my life, and I consider them big transitions. I moved from Dallas back to my hometown and I'm ready to go again. So I moved back home to my hometown. I have started a new job, and then I also got laid off from that job. And just different things like that. Like I'm in a very serious relationship right now, and we're like talking about next steps. So it's just a lot of like different transitions that are happening in my life. And I do think that therapy has been helping me kind of keep it together through all of those transitions, because no matter how easy I make it look, y'all, everything I do, I post on social media, it's not easy, okay? It is hard work, y'all. Like, it is very hard work. But if you're a person that gets overwhelmed easily, like me, I definitely do recommend, go to therapy. Another thing that I do now that I'm getting a little bit older is that now I actually journal, y'all. So I have a journal where I write down my thoughts, my feelings, like where I want to be. I even have like this prayer journal, and it has like a prayer, and then it asks you like questions after. And I kind of like the journals that have the prompts in it, because it kind of helps you grow as a person. But I definitely do recommend y'all go to therapy. It's definitely going to help you out in your 20s, and it's going to kind of lay that foundation. That way, whenever you hit 30, girl, you great. 19 is tap into your femininity, y'all. So this is something that I think I really tapped into once I hit about 25, 26. I realized that, okay, I want to live a certain lifestyle. I want to have a certain way that I look, okay? And starting from the looks, okay? I put on a little bit of makeup every day, okay? Comb my hair, make sure I am polished. That is something that I consider tapping into my femininity. You know, I have my jewelry, I have my Chanel earrings, like I have my cute top on while I'm recording this video. Like, this is the type of woman that I want to show up as. But also just, being feminine, being soft whenever you're dating, whenever you're going into different workplaces and stuff like that. You can always tap into your femininity. You can dress to impress. But I think like a lot of it has to do with your overall demeanor, your character. Like, are you being nice to people? Like, that is also femininity. It's not just the way you look, but it's also like about the way that you carry yourself. My mom is someone that I could use as an example. Like, I think she taps into her femininity, and she really doesn't even know it sometimes. But I think like we kind of learn from each other about like femininity. Like, she's always taught me to like take care of myself, and I'm kind of teaching her, I guess, how to be more soft. So while there is this like femininity era, there's also like this soft girl era, right? So it's like, you can be feminine, but I think also too there's a soft girl side to femininity. And I think that it is very beneficial if you tap into your femininity early, because I think that'll also kind of prepare you for the lifestyle that you want in your 30s. But I think that you must just show up authentically as you, and it's okay to tap into your femininity even when you don't see other people around you do it. Because as women, just in general, women are hard workers. Women are the ones who take care of their kids, girl. They got to make sure the food cook at home. They got to make sure their house is clean. They got to go to work. They got to do this. They got to do that. But it's also very important to know that as women, we must tap into our femininity, y'all. We must do it. Like, we must realize that we're queens. Like, we have to take care of ourselves first. So definitely tap into your femininity. Number 20 is set goals, y'all. Okay, this is the last tip that I have for y'all. The last thing that I have learned. You have to set goals, or else you're just driving a car blindsided and you don't know where you're going. Okay, so you definitely want to make sure you set goals for yourself, because you're not gonna have no direction. Okay, and at the beginning of my 20s, I really didn't have like much of a direction, I guess, that I wanted to go in. And I think too, when I graduated from Dillard with my bachelor's degree, I didn't really know what I was gonna do, y'all, to be honest. I had done like a physical therapy internship, and then I decided once I graduated, like, I'm not going to physical therapy school. Like, I don't even really want to do physical therapy, so we're not going to do that. So I actually came home like without a plan. Like, I didn't set any goals for myself. So if you are someone that's in college and you're about to graduate college with your first degree, I definitely recommend start setting goals for yourself. Like, figure out, okay, where can I intern, because that place is where I want to work once I graduate. Or like, what can I do to set myself up to make sure that I'm successful? So you have to set goals. But then I also want y'all to know that, know and understand that goals may change, and that's okay, y'all. If your plans change, ain't nothing wrong with that, And another example, when it comes to education, like, I got my bachelor's degree, and 2 to 3 years later, I'm working a good job, and I'm like, girl, I don't need to go back to school. But then I decided, you know what? I'm going to get my master's degree, okay, in health services administration. And that's what I did. I decided to go back to school. So one of my goals had changed. I had added a whole new goal to my trajectory of my career. So, different things like that is going to happen along your journey. But you definitely do want to set some type of goals, y'all, and you definitely do want to write them down. I'm an Aquarius, so everything is right here, okay? Sometimes I do not want to take time, sit down and write everything, but now that I'm getting older, I realize that it's important to write down, okay, I want to do this, okay, I want to do that, okay, I want to do that. And even if you're not like a pencil and paper type girl, you can go on Canva. Canva is actually how I did my little vision board thing with all my goals on it. I did it on Canva, I did it digitally. you know, however you have to do it, but you have to set some type of goals for yourself, or else you're not going to get very far, y'all. And plans may change, y'all. Like I said, detours may come your way, challenges may come your way, girl, you know, but you have to just keep moving forward. And I think that's the biggest lesson of all that I have learned in my 20s is like, you got to keep moving forward. Like, life is going to come at you hard, and you just got to be ready to keep pushing forward. So if you are in your 20s, okay, and if you feel like this video has helped you, please let me know down below in the comments. If anyone else can relate to what I'm saying in this video, I definitely do want you to comment down below. And if you are already 30 plus, y'all, definitely leave a comment below and leave some advice, okay, for us, because I'm still 29, okay? I'm not 30 yet, okay? So leave some advice and just let us know like some of the things that you've learned in your 20s. I'd love to hear it. But thank you guys so much for watching my video. It is always a pleasure coming on my channel and serving up what I have learned. I really hope this helps someone. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.